Hi y'all! Today I'm going to show you how to make the yummiest, pillowy soft, gluten-free ricotta cookies. They may not look like too much, but everyone who tries them always raves about them. They're soft little almond flavored cookies that are more cake than cookie, and they're finished off with a dip in an almond glaze and a pinch of sprinkles. They're so easy, y'all, so let's get into it and I'll show you how to make them. I'll start by adding 2 sticks or 226 grams of softened butter to the bowl of the stand mixer, or you can also do this in a large bowl with a handheld. And I'll just beat this until it's smooth. And then I'll stream in 1 3/4 cups or 350 grams of granulated sugar. And I'll turn up the mixer to really cream these two together for about 2 minutes or so until light and fluffy. When I first made these cookies, y'all, years and years ago, I sent my family boxes of all kinds of different cookies and candies for Christmas, and the consensus was that these little babies were the favorites. They're just so addictive, no one can seem to stop at just one. Alright, let me scrape down the sides, and then I'm going to add in a whole container, which is 15 ounces or 425 grams of ricotta cheese. Get the full fat, y'all. Cookies are not the time to be skimping on the fat. I'll mix this in really quick, and then I'll add in 2 large eggs, one at a time, mixing just until they disappear. This is 3½ cups or 490 grams of my gluten-free all-purpose flour blend, and I'll add to that 2 teaspoons of baking soda and 3/4 teaspoon of kosher salt. And just give this a quick whisk. I'll add about half of this at a time because I know it's gonna go flying, y'all. The only problem with this new mixer is the on-off switch is so stiff that it's harder to pulse it on and off. So if I'm using one of these scraper beaters like I have, stuff goes everywhere. Oh, I almost forgot the most important part, last but certainly not least. About a teaspoon of almond extract needs to be added to these. I think these were originally lemon cookies, y'all, and you certainly can make them lemon if you'd rather, but I have a serious love for all things almond, so that's what I'm using. If you were to do lemon, just sub the almond extract with vanilla and then add like a teaspoon or 2 of lemon zest, and then you can use lemon juice in the glaze instead of milk. I'll need to cover this and refrigerate it for at least 2 hours or up to 2 days. My dough is chilled now, so I'll just scoop it with a small cookie scoop, rolling it between my palms, and then put them on a parchment lined baking sheet spaced about 2 inches apart. I'll bake these at 350 F for 12 to 14 minutes, just until they're puffed and very light golden brown around the edges. I'll let these cool for 5 minutes on the baking sheets and then move them to a wire rack to finish cooling. And while that's happening, we can make the glaze. In a medium bowl, I have 3 3/4 cups or 469 grams of powdered sugar, and I'll add a tablespoon of melted butter, and this is 6 to 8 tablespoons of milk. So I'm going to add a little bit at a time just until I get the consistency I want. I'm looking for it to be thin enough to dip the cookies, but not so thin that it slides right off. I'll also add a half a teaspoon of almond extract just to really bring home that almond flavor. Once the cookies are fully cooled, I'll dip the tops in the glaze, add some sprinkles, and let them dry. One of the easiest cookies you'll make, y'all, but also one of the best. Sometimes simple really knocks it out of the park. They're so pillowy soft, and that almond flavor is just spot on. Add these to your cookie trays, y'all, and you'll get rave reviews, and no one has to know how easy they were to make. Enjoy!